What's good brother? Rise, shine, prevail. How we doing today?
We're frozen. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Technical difficulties abound. What's good? What's good?
Nothing much. Nothing much. The devil's working. We're working harder.
Yeah, just need some elbow drops and some front kicks.
Yep. I'm on my Miyagi Do vibe right now. Show me
Okay.
wax the show me sand the floor.
All right. So as I figure we jump start into
They're
this,
freezing up. Yeah, there we go.
yeah.
Huh?
I was, I was as we get into this, I wanted to start us off before we run into our next set. I've been well, we're getting close to finishing up the next scribe. It's only a couple pages, but handling the stuff for the website before we go out to that and this new one. But we're getting close. We're getting pretty close.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna bring up 2 pages. Let me get my share on. Come to me, Metabang. There.
There we
All
go.
right, we're up. So this is
Yeah.
my panels. Open this whole thing up. All right. So this here is the second portion. So I'll bring this in. Although I will say it makes me want to work the other one like this, even though I'm still going to cut things down for Instagram size.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in on my. Yeah, I like how everything's flowing right now. Artwork
Yeah, I
looks sick.
wanted to. Hopefully,
That
it's
gives
getting
me
me. Right. I'm sorry. Continue.
no. It's giving me more ideas on how to draw the Puo. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
think we're
that's
going to
cool.
spend maybe 2 more on their planet, and then we out. But we got to get some more caricatures in. So we working that through. Oh yeah, I'm going to do
Yeah,
that. I'll probably screen capture this one image right here and work that out as an IG post. I mean, why not? Because we do need more characters, and here's two
yeah,
of them. But that means actually drawing out their names. We'll see. All
yeah.
right, but that's the first one.
Yeah.
And herein is the next page where we're talking about the replicator
Oh,
and the
boy,
aphid.
looks yeah. Oh, looking good. Yeah, looking good.
Hopefully, we're
I
moving everything
approve.
right on here.
Yeah,
So a little more coffee
I
flying
like
out.
that.
Wait a minute. Oh, which one?
He's
The
like,
bottom one?
yo, that was our last. He's like, that was our last cup.
Yeah, because yeah, I
You
still
see the
got the
bag?
coffee and everything here, and so
That's
I'll be
cool. I'm
finishing
like,
that. And yeah, this final panel here and putting this in here is what's next to that.
yeah,
Because I want to get this one
yeah. That's
moving
looking.
and then put out the rest of the site. I think I'm going to start a soft, what we call it, beta testing this week. But I got to get these planets changed. Like, oh, wait, that's right. I'm only sharing the wrong thing. So let's do this differently. So you see, like, I got the Umi Shigeri here for Blak Tournament. I
Yeah,
got Godfish then. I'm waiting for your Guiding and Tyrant to put in these spots here.
right.
And since
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
pushing Anomaly over for C.o.G right now while you build that up, we can put Nikki here
That's
and, and maybe
definitely
another character here,
right.
Lamb or
Put like
Ichiwa or somebody who's going to really be
right.
influential. And then we'll just build like a quickie Earth and pop that in there. I'm not really liking the way Tesperera is working out at all anyway. At least not that one.
Yeah.
Here's the new one.
Well, good example. Where's the new one?
Yeah.
Oh
And
snap!
so
Look at that.
right here, you see how I got the Mikael poster? We'll be able to put some
Yeah,
other works in there. I have a Mikael I need to paint up that I'm gonna put here, and a Hannah I need to finish. I'm gonna put here.
Right. That's what's up.
And so this is
Yeah.
pretty much the rest of it.
Oh, let's see. Wow, look at that. I see, I need to be up on my, I didn't even know that those pages existed like that.
So yeah,
S. Dot needs reading.
I'm gonna be putting the links to these, which are gonna be little blog posts. And
Yeah.
so from there, we'll be able to jump in. And then there's the menu. Oh, you
I
just
like how the
tripping
ship.
now. Because the menu is
Yeah, I like
just
it.
not showing. Yeah. And so, you know, the one I showed you in Blender, the 3D version of this in Blender, because there have been some
Yeah, I
changes,
was
although
looking.
I want to adjust some of the back portions. That I want to have coming on the top down view here. And still like on this
Yeah,
spot, and maybe still attach it to the mouse movement so that we can get like you're playing meteors or asteroids while you're going through the site.
right.
And so that's something we're gonna work in. I
That
don't know
makes
if I
sense.
can gamify it, maybe for first time visitors. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Pass in here, get first time
That would
visitors
be
to
pretty.
maybe go through
Yeah,
and touch some things if I
help
can
them
work that
navigate
out
through the site.
and develop a
Yep.
coupon for piloting all the way down and properly crash landing here
Right.
at the bottom.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so I haven't decided how I want to. Maybe I'll do like the little moving liquid border on this top line here so that we show that there's actually some type of difference. And I'm gonna pull this little border situation out. This is
Yeah.
not what I'm interested in right now. Possibly.
So
But
far,
yeah,
so this is looking awesome so far, though.
thank you. Thank you. Now, if only I could
Yeah.
figure out a way to, yeah, I definitely want to gamify it because that I
Yeah.
think will do the thing. And you know, I think I do want to do the push on the menu, slide things to the side some. I'll have to re-situate it and have it look more like the spine of the book. Is this going where it needs
Yeah.
to go?
That would make
Yes,
sense.
it is.
I,
Yes, it
not
is.
even just make sense. I think that would look pretty awesome.
All right. And of course, when you hit that button on the Instagram, it'll bring you straight here. Yeah, we got
Right
to
to
get,
the shop.
I got to stop by my
I
pops
want.
because I
I'm
actually got some
ordering.
stuff that came in.
I need to order that hoodie.
Yeah.
I
All
was
right.
telling Mel. I said I want that one.
And I got the jacket like version. But all right. So now that we've gone over Scribe and where we're going, oh, one more thing. Can you design just a quick sketch, like a quo? I had to come up with the right way of saying it, like starting at
Whoa.
PWU and then have the OH, like quo,
Whoa.
almost like a sound
I
effect.
got that. Yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Whoa.
Um,
And that could be
like
something that they say after or in between a sentence. Like, yeah, I
kind of
mean.
like snarf.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I was thinking about that. Like, they gotta say something that they'll be pissed off. Like, spilt on my coffee. Whoa.
Oh no,
It's
we
almost like
got
a
one. Scale, because it's like a
what?
little bug that eats and deteriorates plants. So it's called scale, but he's like,
Yeah.
ah, with the scale. But I need you
Yo.
to design one of the quotes, the security chief. But the security chief needs to look wild-eyed and crazy. He's not the guy we want on the ship.
Okay, hold on. Let me do that right now.
And
In a moment, I'm going to connect the lab on. But
okay, cool.
actually,
What
I'm
I
gonna
was
do
gonna
that
say
right
is,
now.
what you got on the C.o.G. Because I wanted to jump in and go over the plot of that in the script with you.
Well, funny that you asked that. I was actually doing a sketch of Edie right now. She's in blue, but I have Nikki. If you were posting her on social media, which is awesome.
God, that
It got me
she's
off
a
my
beast.
lazy self. Was like, let me post that. I'm forgetting, yo. All right, let
Yeah,
me connect and let me see. Yeah, because if I think I discussed that with you that I'm doing something special with Kilo, so I'm switching it up, and I'm going to be
right.
focusing on C.o.G because C.o.G I always I wanted to not. It's funny because with the universe, I'm not
Hmm.
for C.o.G. I'm not focused yet on linking it in with everything that's going on in the fabric. More so
Right.
trying to develop the story and the characters. Um, because this is a different type of element. We're gonna need a special somebody in that group of people. I'm trying to just find my Zoom. There we go.
Cool, cool. All right.
Meeting, and I'll be there
Now I
in a
did do a
few.
little twisting of who I call the catalyst, the Kenari Ogun, as we're gonna call him.
Yeah,
So, but I'll read over it, and of course, we're not going to get too much into his actual abilities because I want him to be more of a motivation and a myth than an active character, so that we can focus on Nikki and Dimitri and this wild MMA situation. Oh, I see you're
right.
waiting for me. The lab has
Yeah, I'm there.
officially joined the meeting.
The the lab. No, we're not gonna use audio for the lab. We don't need audio for the lab. We'll just do
That's villain laugh
it.
number two.
Yeah, mine will always be a wahaha. Um, all right. So with that said, we're gonna go and share the lab screen. Let's let's get hip hop.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I just want to tell you, I see that bottle over your shoulder. You got a little cognac
Yeah,
behind you, sir.
yeah, I know. Oh, this is
Leave
this
that
is a
there.
nice little setup. It's actually it is not green screen. This is all legit. No, it's not. Yeah, that's actually yeah, that's actually for my brother. That one and that sambuca's never going to be touched ever again. Um, that was disgusting.
It
Like,
was
it tastes like
disgusting.
a whole lot of bad decisions mixed with licorice, and it's not good. But
Yeah, you don't want
I'm
that.
going to replace them with all the hats I got, um,
All right.
which are over here on the side. Hang it up. It's gonna be fresh. Then it's gonna all be blocked with a green screen, and I'm gonna be in and out of space. This is actually the starting of Edie. Edie,
Mm-hmm.
originally her name was Edie Shiro, and she was a ninja. I like the ninja element, so but I wanted to have more of a hip hop influence, you know, um, and especially with a name like Edie Shiro, she needs to be kind of badass. So I
No,
figured what better way to be badass than a rapping ninja, and I don't mean
right.
rapper to rapper.
Now,
All right, so
speaking of
let
which,
me see if I can scroll through stuff. We'll go
mm-hmm,
talk to her about later. This is who I was talking about.
that's the girl right there, the queen of whoop ass,
Yep.
Nikki Amani
Yeah.
Reyes. So, you mind if I want
Yes.
to run through because we were talking about it while we got her up. Let me run through the synopsis of the world we're digging with here. I wrote it
Yes.
all cool and you know ominously. So it's like the synopsis is: the world was once on the verge of destruction at the hands of the weapons of men. So someone other than a man stopped it. Ogun, legendary god of war and iron. Having been fed up with the death and destruction of the terrestrial creatures of the planet, he rendered their weapons to ash, their warriors to citizens, and citizens to advocates. These advocates were called the Children of Gun. They were known for throwing away their ideals and following his philosophy of standing for, where a willing participant would stand for the cause of another. These advocates would bear the cause of the citizens on their fists, standing for them. These fights till the KO became the culture. In his time, Ogun established that these advocates would be the preventer of war and the settler of arguments through physical arbitration. There would be no murder nor death, as these fights were stringently viewed Advocates were expressly trained in physical combat, battlefield triage, and intellectual arbitration. The advocate system performed its duty without flaw for centuries. However, the greed of mankind isn't easily thwarted. The advocates brought simple and acceptable means of arbitration for the commoner, not so much for the now dilapidated houses of glory. They seek to either turn the advocate into the new weapon of war or resurrect the old war. With the corruption of the system and the advocate reduced to sports entertainment, things are looking up for the old houses. And that's kind of how I want to start it off, is going through and really getting the feel for what's going on in there.
That's pretty awesome. That is, yeah, I like that.
And
That's
like with our,
perfect.
oh, thank you. I was saying with our sister here, one thing I'm thinking of, that we should put her in jail for longer than 2 years. We want her misimprisonment, I think, to be long enough for the world to change.
Yeah, give it like 7 to 10 years.
Yeah. And
Have a
even
miss
for
almost a
her,
decade.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. And time for her like entrance song to become like historic or iconic, like almost like when we're watching wrestling and say Stone Cold ain't been there in 10 years, and then he shows up on the mic, and you know how the crowd goes when they hear
Yeah.
that glass crash. So,
Yep.
and you know how, and you went over the script in the opening couple pages, right? Or
Yeah.
okay, so
Yeah.
you know like the chant
Yeah.
and the doom doom clap, like the
Boom.
sound effects I want to be the crowd participation as we're going through her standing in the tunnel, going through her memories of when she first went in, and then when Ichiwa came to get her out. It's like the music that she originally listened to would almost feel just as much of an anthem for her as it is for the fans who are like, "Yo, the legend is back." So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
um, so this
Yeah, the
is
sick name. Kia Monorena. That's sick. Almost like a
and
dance. But
And the funny thing is, if we use the history behind that name, there could be a lot of things said to her that's like, yo, why would you talk to this rather successful warrior as such? Because you know they used to say things about the
yeah.
actual historic Amani Reyes, like they said she was manly and a one-eyed butcher and all. No, she just beat y'all up.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like, but here nor there. It's I like the idea of that name because it speaks to a warrior queen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
um but I know she's gonna be in the Children of Gun stable. Which stable is Nikki in? I mean not Nikki, I'm sorry, Edie.
Edie, um, um, that's a good question. I need to I'm trying to remember how when I had it set up on my old lab before she died.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think she was in a set stable. It just wasn't children. It wasn't Children of Gun. It wasn't Heaven's Gate. It was I forget, but they, it was her and a few other people. It was her and is her and Jet eventually I had it in the old stories where Jet eventually like moved over to that
Mm-hmm.
stable. I think it was Eastgate actually. I think it was Eastgate because I
Okay.
had Heaven's Gate and Eastgate. They were both like at war with each other.
Right, right. I do
Yes,
remember that. Okay.
yeah, I remember now. Yep, it was Eastgate.
And Moroku was and I'm asking about Moroku because he's the first fight. He's the first fight. He's like the sacrifice fight.
Yeah, we need to
But
put
I
him.
would call
We need to. Oh, I was thinking we need to really. I should really have been discussing with you with setting up the factions.
hmm.
So, because like right now we got three. I have to get back. I have to check my old drives and see if I have the Word documents of them.
Okay. And we also, of course, there's also freestanding fighters because in any, well, sponsors, think single sponsored fighters and also stables. So four stables, I think, is
Yeah.
good to start. And then, free range people who may be going in and out of stables, people vying for sponsorship.
Hmm.
Um, with this one written in the can, the next one I'm looking to is because I ended with Nikki meeting the council of those who are actually trying to work against the corporate machinations. I think we should
Yeah.
have an extra stable that actually represents the businesses themselves, like people who are looking into redeveloping the old sciences and, trying to figure out new ways of creating technologies that have been pretty much obscured from their ability to understand. That should be a
I
stable
agree.
too.
Yeah.
And and for them,
Because
winning a fight means more money towards their research.
yeah, and not just for war.
Right. So
Well,
there could be
in a
various
sense,
technological
kind of
stables.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
because
I think they
medicine
just
as
it
well.
seems like they just want to do more with the funding and the earnings from the
Right.
wins than just put it towards war. Yeah, we can put it towards learning the science behind each fighter or whatever, but
Hmm.
there's plenty of other sciences that they can do to help better the world.
Because right now, as it stands, the first issue ends with Nikki and Moroku's fight pretty much being interrupted by Lamb, them two locking up for a couple minutes, and then after Nikki hearing how people actually feel about her coming back, her being invited to a meeting of the heads of the stables, with Beanie
Yeah,
Savage intervening in between the meeting as if for Nikki to know that this is more than just the fight and the competition, you know,
yeah.
to start to talk about their
You all
purpose
need
of
to
what they're
chill.
doing. Right. But
Exactly.
also but also keeping that wrestling tension and like she comes in and she sees Lamb and they're ready to fight again. Like that was an unsanctioned
Yeah,
brawl. And Nikki is like, no, I'm not here to play games, I'm not here about politics. This man called me out to come do this. Don't play with me. I'm not here for
yeah.
play. Like I
No,
kind of want that
no,
to be her attitude. Like I'm not here to play with y'all. Like I don't want
yeah.
to do this. I'm in here for a job, and I honestly blame y'all for how
I'm
I
here
got
to
down in
take
the
my
first place.
throne.
Right.
Yeah, I'm here to
Like for
take
her,
my
this is all
throne.
personal.
And yeah,
Okay.
yep. She could also
So
have
like,
demons up in there that she's trying to fight herself, but we don't know. But
right.
that can always be it can always be like a storyline in
Yeah.
its own.
Exactly.
That's why I love
'Cause-
the idea of this because it's ongoing like professional wrestling. And then you can
mhm,
just throw in a storyline, have history behind it,
right.
and
And
there's always going to be a champion out of this. You don't know who's going to be champion, and I think that I would love to have this story be like that, where you have like people who call each other marks over this story. Like, yeah,
mhm,
I want this person to be champion. I would love for that to happen because that's when you know people are really engaged in something great.
yeah.
You know, I think that's what
Exactly.
WWE and all and AEW have over any other professional wrestling promotion because they always have or any type of promotion because they know how to get fans at war with each other and make them watch, because it's not even it gets beyond just that whole fan versus fan. It's deeper
And
because they love the product and they
and the
love
thing is,
particular stars.
it allows us to not
Yeah,
have
go ahead.
something where one character is always the main spotlight. Like it's sports entertainment.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
we could have characters talking for a couple pages, build up story, and then go to the fight of the night and have that be something
Yeah.
completely outside. Like the fight of the night is the
Yep.
fight of the night. The fights going on in the arena are the fights in the arena. The background
Yeah.
story is more in with regards to management, outside influence, world politics trying to affect the situation, which it already has, and groups trying to
Yeah.
jostle around that while doing their job.
Yeah.
Because you still got to entertain the people, you still got to bring the money in. But
Yeah.
you also might fake an injury to go out and whoop up on somebody's business because they ain't paying their debt. So that sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to think like with Nikki, I kind of, well, no, I've already written out some of how she's going to be fighting, which is for the most part very kickboxer, um, strong, like a almost like a heavyweight. But as we go through it, I should pull it up. Do I? Yeah, I'm going to go to the drive and pull up. And the script is here. Open, says me. All right. And we got it. So I can't split screen this, and I want to keep this image up on the screen. So I'm just going to go over it how it started.
Yeah.
Like on page 1, which is actually only 3 panels. Nikki stands in the darkened tunnel, staring at the jumbotron above the ring, and she's got Ichiwa's, words in her ear like "it must stop."
Yeah.
She's walking through the panel, and the sound effects, boom, boom, from the long shot.
Yeah.
Then we have Nikki from behind over the shoulder, still looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. Doom, doom, clap, clap for the sound effects. And her walking through the tunnel. And that's where I had the idea of the old Scott Steiner has cow over the head image with her walking in.
Yeah.
And then we go back to the flashbacks. It's like her sitting on the bunk in the solitary confinement cell, bloody hands. And you got,
Punching the wall.
I'm reading an overview of the
Punching
page.
through the wall.
And that's when Ichiwa comes in his robe with these like fresh frog button designs, cyberpunk monk style shirt, and they're talking. So on this page in the panel, we start with the long shot from the prison hallway, and it needs to be similar to the actual stadium tunnel that she's walking down. Right. And then we move over to the cell door, the mid shot. But while this is going on, you have a similar sound effect to which was in the first page. But instead of doom, doom, clap, it ends with a crack. And it continues, the cell door expands like some pressure just hit it. And then you go through the door. And through the door, if you ever seen like a prison cell, they have that little window. And I kind of wanted to be looking through that window where you see half of Ichiwa's head looking at Nikki in her jumpsuit. Her hands are unwrapped, they're bloody, and she's like in a boxing stance, just tagging the wall. And the wall has like, it's a cement wall with all kinds of holes crushed in it, and you see like the dented steel behind it. So that we get like that image of, oh, she just came from the mud.
Yep.
as to which we move through, and she's still going over thoughts in her head, which is happening in the story. When we come back into the tunnel, because I don't want to go through the whole thing, it's back to the claps instead of the cracks. And her comment is like, I'll see it through with these hands. So that from those little exchanges, we know right in the beginning, there's an underlying motivation she has. She's thinking about something other than the fight. And then we get into our announcers and our introduction of Lamb. And I really had to go JR and the King in this, where it's like, the announcers say they had to go grave digging for this one. And they call her the darling of brawling, and a new space to spread her wings. And it's like she went from underdog to murderer to free fighter to prisoner. And then it's like, give a global fighting corps welcome to the queen of whoop-ass. And so that's when she walks in. And of course, we got to have that Lamb's animosity. So when they're talking, Lamb is like, you announced this god like she's the god of war himself, giving that nod to Ogun from the past. It's like, what did she do, really? Somebody dies in the ring and you idiots deify this mutt. So, and building that up. But what I want to point out is the fight.
I'm just doing some work.
All right. Oh, no, this is a good one. This is my whole JR talking, wrestler talking to the announcer thing. The announcer's like, yeah, well, looks like she's got her eyes on the prize. And Lamb goes, man, It's sweet that the Federation would do this for such a nobody, but when did she get out? This morning. I mean, it doesn't matter now. What matters is, can you take her? You know she wants the belt back. And Lamb's response is, I'll beat her with your body. You keep threatening my spot. Now, where are we? We're on page 9.
That is going to be
10.
really awesome to draw out.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Here's the fight. I think it starts on page 8. Yeah. So in the fight, I wanted to be like boxer versus grappler. So
Yeah.
what we have is Moroku actually kind of rope-a-doping her in the beginning. You know, Nikki starts throwing a bunch of punches. It looks like she's doing good. And he actually purposely takes a punch to get a grapple going. At which point begins like the Tekken King round of I'm going to slam you on your head, throw you here, punch you there.
Yep.
And
pick up a leg and toss you there.
Right. And so we want to go through that where he's getting the upper hand. That's right, because I had the page cut for page 10.
Yeah.
Where we see that Moroku's actually broken a rib. After Nikki's turned the tables, he's broken a rib, and Nikki is watching for her exchange. Not going to describe what happens, but we do have the transforming ring, so they're on different levels. And okay, random Star Wars plug. He has the high ground, Anakin. He has the high ground.
Yeah.
So after that, you know, we run back into the let's make this look like a good fight. You know, the DBZ punches, block, kick.
Yeah.
More talk from Nikki and Lamb. But there's a point where Lamb actually gets into the ring. Because as Nikki takes over the fight, of course, you know, as JR would do, he starts going back in, talking trash.
Yeah.
So Lamb then gets up and she goes in the ring. I will reveal that the ring is surrounded by high pressure glass. It's actually rated to handle a tank shell. So her shattering the glass, Lamb, is suggestive, like he mentions how strong the glass is. Right, before she breaks it. And then these two will get into a little exchange. And of course we have the Beanie Savage, what do we call the Den Mother character watching. So she will intervene.
Yeah.
Because her point is to make sure that this remains looking like it's just entertainment. Like she doesn't want people to find out that the beef is 100% real. And so she does intervene in that. But in true wrestling fashion, that just sets up another match.
Yeah.
And then we'll,
like that
of course, go into the dressing room. And then she walks through like a casino type area because I want the environment to really be all about the gambling and how this one thing is probably the most important economic venture in this world. And which will end, 22 pages. Oh, we're in luck. I thought I did 28. Where Nikki walks into the room at a table and, you know, it's all bosses and suits and dresses. And Lamb is at the table with Jet. And Lamb's got the black eye. Yeah, I want it. Yeah. Lamb's got the black eye because the way we want to work out the fight is it's pretty much a straight line martial art versus something that is more flexible and moving to the left. And Nikki just kind of dips under, steps right, and hook, 3-piece, boom. So kind of Lamb got overzealous. He mistook her position and got punished. So when we finish this one, we want to set that all up for this tension and this rivalry, but also put that mystery into what's behind the scenes. All right. So what you got going on right here? Because I just came back to the screen. I see is that the new Queen of Whoop-Ass logo?
idea for bow down,
Okay.
bow down sporting, like sports or whatever you want to call the promotion that
Hmm.
sponsors Children of. So
Children of
far,
Gun.
because I
Right.
wanted to go with the fist and crown, I got the fist, got the circle badge, emblem, however you want to call it, um, like the best of show type of thing with the crown connected at an angle.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
because
thinking of putting the finger down like she does, like when she goes bow down,
that's
and that
actually a
could
good
be like her
idea.
little taunt. She just goes bow. She'll take her hand and just go like bow down.
Right. Okay. Okay. Because
Or-
I think I want to put out like some workout gear with this. I mean,
so
shoot,
let me see. Does it work with the finger bow down?
especially if you put the hand wrap on it.
Yeah, put the hand wrap.
Yo, in fact, um, I don't know how you could manage that, or if we can have to add another panel. I want that to be what she does after Lamb interrupts the fight and she drops her.
Yeah, yeah. It just be like, yeah,
Because
exactly.
for the way I was pitching how I want her to fight, it's like a mixture of, say, like Mike Tyson and not Farong, but like Brian from Tekken, like a power fighter, like
Yeah,
a female power fighter.
right.
Um, so
Exactly.
a lot of hard hits, um, strong grapples that are just basically slams and takedowns. Whereas when we get to the land fight, I want to kind of juxtapose her as the technician, very Bret Hart like.
Right.
Whereas all of her strikes are precision strikes to specific parts of the body, um, a lot of traps, wrist lock, submission, because that's always an
And
interesting fight to watch in wrestling, like the technician versus the just straight up brawler.
yeah, because that'll be bananas. Because yeah, I've always seen Lamb like that too, and just to slow down and weaken her
Hmm.
opponents. You know, take the wind right out of them, and then take the spirit out of them at the same time. And
Yeah.
I probably won't be
Oh,
that detailed with with that logo, but
I was
you
gonna
get the
say you
drift.
should maybe on the side of the crown, like where the finger is at, put like some broken pieces as if the finger is breaking the circle or breaking the mold.
Like
Yeah, like she's scattering
that.
that out with the finger. Boom. All right. Yeah, that's gonna be sick.
Yep.
Um, Actually, I'm just going over our notes for the day because I see the Nikki and the Edie. I think I'm going to once I finish. I don't know. I'm watching this and the image got me drooling, so I got to wipe the drool off the side of my face.
It happens. It happens to me too. I'm like, wait, geez. That's how
In
you
fact,
know
hold
when
up.
I'm really actually, yeah.
I can hear you. I have a I
Oh,
have a Ogun design here. I wanted to show you where he's very simplified. Like he came from a whole another era type of look. That's not him.
right.
Bro, I've been going through sketchbooks all morning just to find stuff. Here he is.
Yeah,
Got him. So,
I got a couple of
is
my
this visible?
adjustments too. Let me see. Let me swap. Let me swap out. Oh, wait. Yes. Oh, wait. Who's this now?
So now this is like the outline or design of the mythological Ogun character that they built this culture out of.
Ooh,
So that's how
I
long
like that.
ago I wanted him to have like those odd hands, like his hands are huge, and you wanted you to think some things about how he behaves. And
Now
here
you
is
know.
his bust.
Awesome. You know, I kind of want to do. And I don't mean right away draw, but I definitely
Hmm.
mean maybe it's you know right up that background on Ogun and the other gods or other celestials that come
That's
before these
where,
stories.
and see, that's where I
Is
think
that
we get
Last
into the
Age?
stuff with the Forge and
The
like
Forge, yeah,
the character we were talking about that is Seven's mom from the Anomaly series. They're
exactly,
all,
yeah,
they could all be people who, or creatures who had either been created by the blacksmith or who found out that they were, part of his scheme and escaped, and they're trying to figure out how to redeem themselves, or maybe they go along with the plan.
right,
So there's a lot,
yeah,
but I think with getting these things in here like this, like how we're getting C.o.G together, Blak Tournament, because these stories in some instances open up the gateway for those, even if in the background
exactly.
of the stories, like, well, who is this guy? Oh, well, this is what happened. This, but this logo right here, yeah, put that joint on the shirt.
Yeah,
Boom. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
like
It'll
a,
be flat. It'll be like flat. I don't think I'd put much detail unless you wanted like the detail, and then I'll have the simplified black and white or solid color type. I gotta
I
definitely
say,
illustrate with that illustrator,
yeah, no, the black and
and
the
then from
flat
there,
with a little bit of shadow for pop, like just to suggest that the fist is
yeah,
coming through, but not like full rendering. No.
exactly. Yeah. Um,
All right.
let me
So
see.
seems
With the
like
blue.
Zoom is telling me that we got 10 minutes, but I actually am about to get ready to head to the
Okay,
gig.
real quick.
Yeah.
Started Edie. I started Edie. You can't really see her face, is because of the pose, and I'm just
Hmm.
gonna do her design real quick. This is a headband. I have her like a fox or a cat with the bandana.
Okay.
And Edie, my idea with her was she studied, like, she started self-taught. She's not from an actual ninja clan, but she self-taught herself in her idea of ninjutsu. But her form of ninjutsu is like several different styles, and her idea of using those styles in particular situations to try to
I
seamlessly
like
move
that.
it, you know what I mean? Because she's like
Yeah.
remixing styles.
Because
She,
at first I was
and
thinking she could come from one of the old school advocate temples, but maybe
yeah,
no, maybe she didn't make it in. And so this is like the sports entertainment
yes,
situation
yeah,
gave her her shot. So she doesn't actually fit within the politics of the game. She's there for the
right,
fight, and maybe she thinks things are a little more altruistic than they are.
exactly,
Hmm. And I would, since
yes,
that's her thing, I would prefer her to be like non-stable, like a character that's not in the stable.
yeah, like not even put her in the East. Maybe have
Yeah,
Jet
like
start that on his own.
she's in her own little, she's doing her own thing. But
Yeah,
like I said, this is an ongoing wrestling thing, so all that can change at any moment.
exactly.
But yeah,
Yeah, I'm making this into a mass design.
I'm just like, as it stands, um, well, we need a time frame because we do want to get some community involvement. So I say
Yeah,
next week when we meet up, we'll go over what we got from the past week. Um, Hopefully, we'll be able to solidify some factions and maybe get a head character and a motif for each faction. Because right
right.
now, narrative wise, Heaven's Gate and C.o.G are the stables that are carrying the overarching story, but that has nothing to do with what's going
Yep,
on in the
and the
ring.
main ones. Exactly.
So for the most part, we can just be.
We need to have
I
someone.
need a fighter character. We want another wrestler,
Yeah,
and come up with some.
yeah,
But after we get the stables, we can maybe put out with some of the community and say like, well, this is what one of the things we're putting out this August, and we'd love to see your ideas and your take on some cool wrestlers, you know, manga shonen style fight fighter manga style characters. Because
right.
especially with stuff like Juju Kaisen, which is popping. I haven't gotten into it yet, but it seems to be the
Yeah,
thing. I'm still catching up on Fire Force right
yeah,
now, so I ain't sweating it. I'm gaming. Gaming.
I hear you. And me, I'm just coming back from out from under the rock. So,
Yeah.
you know, in the cave, and I'm getting myself situated here and getting back to civilization.
Right.
Back on the radar.
Yeah. Especially I
But
like
no,
the
I don't.
fact that since this is MMA, she could work with the kendo stick, which we all love kendo sticks in the ring.
Yep. Yep.
But
We all
I
do.
have to
See.
end this thing off. I gotta
Yep.
head out to the gig. And I mean we got 5 minutes, but I need to be on the next train smoking. So I'm
I
going
hear
to
you.
hit the road and pack up. Of course, we'll be drawing through the day. I'll be shooting you some messages to see what's going on. And until
Cool.
then, we might as well reiterate: rise, shine, prevail, sir. Rise, shine, prevail.
Rise, time, prevail.
Which
You
is
enjoy the
actually what's
day.
happening on the screen. Enjoy the day, sir. Peace.
Yep. This will be done. I'll have this all fine tuned and inked.
Okay.
This
Dope.
is looking
Can't wait to
awesome now.
see. Peace.
Yeah. All right. You be easy.